Now let's start. What's for dessert today?
And Jeff Masters' piece of cake.
Is that him? Macaroons and waffles! Light and fluffy chiffon cake. What? Uh... Happiness for one and all, the sweetest temptations. Where? What? Over there. What is this? Uh... I'm very confused. I think this is just supposed to be like a real life show, not an anime, it's just the art style. This program sure brings... It is actually him. What? Gregory, tomorrow I'm heading towards that fateful place with your son. To find out the truth of 18 years ago. Okay. None of those were Pro CD, right? Oh, was the screeching noise, was that like at the very beginning? Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Mr. Shields, isn't it about time you told me what this is all about? Why did you bring me to this museum with you? You're not busy now, are you, Miles? I thought it would be nice if we could share the romance of constellations together. I beg your pardon? But I would like to... I beg your pardon, but I would like to leave. Sorry, it's just a joke. Do you know about the final case your father worked on? The IS-7 incident? Yes. Manfred von Kalmar showed it to me immediately after I became a prosecutor. I reviewed the case file again last night after he invited me here. And while I don't remember it very well, I also had been in attendance at the trial back then. When I was young, I loved watching my father do battle in the courtroom. During that trial, it was my father, the defense attorney Gregory Edgeworth, against... Oh shit, boys! My former mentor, prosecutor Manfred von Kalmar. And while the trial ended with the defendant being declared guilty... I see. So you were there too, at Gregory's final trial? In that case, I'll cut to the chase and tell you what you want to know. The truth about the IS-7 incident. It happened 18 years ago, during the winter. All the buildings were covered in snow, coating the entire town like a layer of frosting. And it was in this very place that the incident occurred. This was all before Uncle Ray became a defense attorney. Is it just me, or does young Ray look even more like Finn Wolfhard than old Ray looks like Dan? Basically. Oh, look, it's Christmassy. Oh god, now I have to give him a young voice. Wait. Hold on. He's 18, so I don't necessarily have to give him a young voice. That's good. Mr. Edgeworth, this request sure is sudden, don't you think? Oh boy. Oh boy. This might be the most terrible idea of all our collective lives. But there was the idea to do Gregory Edgeworth as Avi Abaddon. Indeed, we were contacted immediately after the client was arrested. Oh god, no, I can't do it if he's the protag of the entire case. I cannot do that then. But how would I do him? My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I am a defense attorney. I can't do an Aaron voice because it doesn't stick out to me. I brought my assistant Raymond with me to meet our clients, but a murder on Christmas Eve? This is just too much. Yeah, it kinda is the serious Aaron voice. What? Ah, in the darkness, a miraculous meeting! It's Dan again. Welcome, one and all, to the visitors' room! Amazing! So this is what meeting a client is like. It all happened so suddenly, I was completely surprised. I'm also surprised. 1,000 pardons for startling you! I am merely expressing my happiness through song! Welcome one and all! I greatly appreciate you coming! So you're the client for this case? Indeed! My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I am a defense attorney. I will be representing you in court. This is my assistant, Raymond Shields. Nice to meet you. I'll do my best to help you. Relax, Raymond. Please excuse the jitters. He's working part-time at my office as an apprentice. I thought I'd let him assist me in this investigation. So, Mr. Gregory and Raymond, correct? I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. For real? My job involves saving my clients from crimes in which they are falsely accused. First, I should determine if he is truly innocent. First, I would like to know more about you. Oh yeah. Ah, I have forgotten to introduce myself. My name is Jeffrey Master. What? You mean you're Master Jeff? The world's greatest pastry chef? Jeff Master, the Master Chef? Thanks for spelling out what the pun is. Yes, I am honored that you have heard of me. All of my fans call me Master Jeff. Wowzers, I'm totally starstruck. I can't believe I got to meet Master Jeff. Raymond seems to know quite a bit about Mr. Master. Master Jeff makes fantastic desserts by putting on a song and dance show. What's for dessert today? Macaroons and waffles, light and fluffy chiffon cake. Happiness for one and all. The sweetest temptations. There, where? Over there. Take a peek inside the oven. It's freshly baked desserts! Oh my god, the guard. Now I notice. I got caught up in their song myself. Wow! Wow! I'm so happy I got to sing with Master Jeff. It's my dream come true. Oh, thank you. I am happy to hear that as well. Mr. Master, Raymond, shall we return to the matter at hand? Yes, of course. My sincerest apologies for making you wait. Now, where shall we start? You are the world's greatest pastry chef, but you are also skilled in song and dance? Yes. When I'm having a good time, my body just moves to the rhythm by itself. You seem to enjoy making desserts from the bottom of your heart. Oh, if you don't have a good time making desserts, you won't make anything good. Creating desserts that bring happiness to one and all is my purpose in life. Master Jeff's desserts are practically works of art. They sparkle and look so delicious. He's famous for his dreamlike desserts. Bringing happiness to all. With his dreamlike desserts, huh? Metal Gear, huh? The incident occurred in your estate, is that correct? Yes! That's where the great dessert contest was being held. It seems that the body was discovered in one of my creations. What the fuck? How did that even happen? They found it in one of your desserts? Was it supposed to be a stripper in a cake? For that reason, I was arrested by the detective in charge of the initial investigation. I would never do something as vile as robbing someone of their life. I'm certain that the police will also realize that they have made a mistake. Really? Do you know anything about the victim? He was a man named Isaac Dover. Isaac Dover. I'm trying to find the pun, but it's hard. Maybe like I sacked over or something like that? I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. He was one... Okay. He was one of the competitors on the contest. He was a wonderful man who made desserts of the highest beauty. Why did he have to die? I see. He truly seems to be grieving over the victim's death. I believe I have a sufficient understanding of Mr. Master's personality. Mr. Master, before I accept your request, there is one final matter I must confirm. You did not kill Mr. Dover. Can I take your word for it? Yes, that is correct. I did not kill him. No matter what happens, I would never take another person's life. Those aren't the eyes of a liar. I understand. I believe you. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. With us. The pleasure is all mine. I'm grateful to speak with someone other than a detective. Next, we shall begin our investigation of the crime scene. We will report back with our findings once we have finished. Mr. Gregory, Raymond, I wish you good luck. Isn't it fucking funny that I, actually practiced my K voice a lot, and then we get a prequel case? God damn it! Ew! It sure is cold outside. I didn't expect it to be snowing this hard. Indeed, a blizzard like this will probably not clear up for a while. Wait, how old was Ray? How old was Ray? I feel like Kay wasn't born in this case. that would mean that she wasn't born. Because she's 17. But even so, this mansion is ginormous! So this is what Master Jeff's place is like, huh? I get the feeling that that with young Ray, the super enthusiastic surfer dude fits way better. If you're going to hold a contest in your own home, you would need this much space after all. Okay, la la la, welcome, thank you for coming. Who are you? Okay. This is gonna be hard. Oh my! Are you okay? I'm so very sorry. Would you happen to be Monsieur Edgeworth? Yes, I am Gregory Edgeworth. And I'm his assistant, Raymond Shields. Greetings and welcome, Monsieur Edgeworth and Monsieur Shields. Catering hall! Okay, can I see her? Please call me Catherine Hall. I am in charge of the household affairs of this estate, and I am also Monsieur Master's assistant. Please. No way, you're the famous Kate, aren't you? God damn it. You know of me? Of course I do. I see you on TV all the time. I'm a big fan of a piece of cake. Oh goodness, I'm glad to hear that you're a fan. I hope I'm not going into okay. Tell me, what is this piece of cake? No profile yet. It's a TV show that's usually popular with the kids. Master Jeff and Kate sing and dance while they make delicious treats. Just like this. Oh god. What's for dessert today? Cookies and caramel, rich and feathery cream puffs. Let's make it together. A delectable paradise. Here, everywhere. You just open up the oven. Now it's time for dessert. Oh, Monsieur Shields, that was incredible. I always practice along with the show. Maybe I should tell my son about this show. But man, doing this dance repeatedly sure wakes up your appetite. Ah, pardon my inconsideration. I've forgotten to take care of our guests. Please relax and have some tea. Oh, this is some fine Ceylon? I don't know how to pronounce the words I'm using. This is some fine tea. I hear the aroma of citrus does wonders for your concentration. I see. So this is what tea smells like. Oh, these sauces are chilled. Yes, they help cool the tea more quickly for people who are bad with hot beverages. I see. These teacups also have a wonderful design. Oh, thank you very much. Do I have anything on her by now? I still don't. They are one of the
few pride and joys of our estate, ordered directly from France.
I feel like she should have a French accent, but I don't really know how to do a good one. Yeah?
They were made from famed sculptor Pierre Hoquet. They are my absolute favorite articles of tableware.
You seem to greatly appreciate this man's work.
Yes! They are like treasures to me.
The horror. She appears to be very honest about what she likes. Thank you, Miss Hall, but it's time for us to move on to business. To defeat the Huns. Are there any details that you can give us about the incident?
Ah, you're right. I sometimes get so distracted welcoming guests that I forget myself. To tell the truth, I was the one who discovered Monsieur Dover's body.
So you were the first one to discover the body. Is it true that the body was discovered in one of Mr. Master's desserts?
Yes, it was during the judging of the great dessert contest. I heard the sound of something breaking from Monsieur Master's room. Monsieur...
See, if I would actually know how to do a French accent well.
Monsieur Master? Are you in here?
I'm gonna try at least.
Eek! When I looked inside the room, I saw Monsieur Dover's body inside the treasure chest.
I can't do a French accent. I legit can't. Thank you very much. I'm sorry to have made you recall such painful memories.
No, I should be the one apologizing for not being much help.
Now then, I believe it's time for us to start investigating the crime scene.
Monsieur Edgeworth, Monsieur Shields, please find some way to save Monsieur Master. Monsieur Master is not someone who could commit murder.
Yes, of course. Just leave it to us.
Then I shall entrust it to you. If you'll excuse me, I have to continue serving tea to the other inspectors.
Raymond, let's head to the crime scene. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh boy! I was guessing that was gonna be the case, but yep. You're a criminal. You're criminal. Criminal. Wow, this whole thing is made of chocolate. Can't believe I'm actually seeing Master Jeff's desserts up close. Were this not the scene of a murder, were this not the scene of the murder, I admit, I too would have delighted in this occasion. Now that you've reminded me it's a murder scene, I'm getting shivers down my spine. Perhaps it's because this room is cold to begin with. Now that you mention it, this room really is cold. Fuck. Oh god, now I have to give Bad a voice. Oh shit. Never expect. Nope, that's just Edgeworth again. Never expected that. Never expected the defense attorney to show up so early. Pleased to meet you. I'm Jeff Masters' defense attorney, Gregory Edgeworth. This is my assistant, Raymond. How do you do? Detective Tyrell Bad. Homicide. Mr. Bad, the detective in charge of this case. Kinda. A man of few words. Yeah, kinda. Tastes kinda bitter. I guess I eat paper now. He ate the paper? He likes to digest his memos in his stomach as well as in his mind. I know, it's fucking weird. Just don't bring it up again. It's just a strange habit of his. Please don't be too concerned. It would probably be too much to ask him not to be concerned at all. More importantly, Detective Bad, will you give us permission to participate in the investigation? Permission denied. But why? Mr. Edgeman's Master Chef's defense attorney. Defense attorneys plant false evidence to try to get their not guilty verdict. Oh my god. I don't want their kind to disturb the crime scene. Mr. Edgeman would never use false evidence to offend his client. Huh. I can't trust that coming from a defense attorney. Do the police still suspect Mr. Master, even after the investigation? If we didn't, we wouldn't have arrested him. I believe that Mr. Master is innocent. That's why I have to come to investigate. Believing in his innocence, without investigating the crime scene. How naive. That's why I would like your permission to investigate. By investigating the crime scene, I want to ascertain if my thinking was naive or not. Whoa. So you don't intend to leave until you've investigated the crime scene? Yes. Oh wow. Well, if you don't count Die, because those are like hundreds of years ago. Fine then. I will give you permission to investigate the crime scene. Thank you. Well, that is again the lollipop. But I'll be accompanying you. I can't trust you defense attorneys after all. If you understand that, you can begin your investigation. That's a lollipop? Yes, I'm animated by 4Kids. I'm a little surprised myself. Alright, let's begin the investigation. Raymond, be sure to take notes on this case. Leave it to me, Mr. Edgeworth. Just begin already. Wow, partner Bad. So this was where the body was discovered. Yeah. The body had been removed, but otherwise... The body has been removed, but otherwise the crime scene has remained untouched. Yes, apparently I do! It seems that the body was discovered inside that the body was discovered inside this chocolate treasure chest. The person who discovered it was Miss Hall. Monsieur Master, are you in there? Eek! Sure, it's the sound of something breaking inside this room, and came in. I would like a little more information about this. What's this? Something has been dropped inside the treasure chest. This is... the heart of Davy Jones. Does somebody have a knife with which I might stab it? It seems to be some kind of seal with a design and initials carved into it. Looks like a C. Hold on.
Signet.
It looks like a signet crest. It looks like a signet crest. Was it the victims? I don't know if it was the victims. I don't know if it was the victims, but we should take it for now. Okay. Oh, I now notice what the word is. I took this long to actually notice which word that was. It's ascertain. It doesn't look like it is that word at the first glance. To build such a large ship out of chocolate is magnificent. As expected by Master Jeff, I want to try eating it. Although I have no idea where to start eating it from. Oh, because I didn't listen to it. I just looked at it. I just put it into Google, looked at it and was like, oh yeah, it's ascertain! Anyway, it should be fine. But if you start eating the crime scene, I'll make you leave. Don't glare at me. Can you tell it was a joke? I'd like Raymond to be just a little bit calmer. Now what does this say? The voyage of the good ship Red Rum is written here. It sailed the 7 seas and in the end finally found a huge treasure. Modeled after the glory of an ancient adventurer. It's written here. So he failed 6 times. What an unlucky captain. It's gotta be the worst pirate I've ever seen. No many Wow! No matter how many times he went on a fool's errand, in the end, he reached the truth. It's just like a detective's spirit. Did detectives even exist during the ancient times? How much logic do I have? Only one. That's very useless. It seems that the stand supporting the ship has been broken. The ship tipped over and broke the treasure chest, didn't it? Maybe... Could the victim have been crushed by the ship and killed? If that were the case, this would have been an accidental death. You two aren't serious about that, right? Well, we were only discussing one of the possibilities. I was being pretty serious, though. Detective Bad, I would like you to tell me about the state of the victim. If you need a photo of the body, here, look at it. Look at it all you like. It seems the victim was beaten to death with a blunt object. Oh shit, that was Gregory. Has the murder weapon been found? You should try asking the prosecutor in charge later. It seems he doesn't intend to tell me frankly. So, may I borrow this photograph? Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. How did her eyes get so red? And what is that on Judy's head? Sure, it's not a photo that was taken by the police. Miss Hall took a photo of the body with an instant camera when she discovered it. That was the lyrics to Nickelback's Photograph. An instant camera. Is that like a disposable camera? An instant camera is a camera that can develop its film right after taking a picture. Such a convenient camera exists in this time of the 90s, I guess? Anyway, let's go over the state of the crime scene a bit. This photo, upon closer examination, contradicts the state of the crime scene. What? Hold on. See, I know what Tenkaichi Budokai means, which is strongest under the heavens, but I don't know which part means which. I'll have to deduce the contradiction to resolve this matter. Okay, yeah, then it's... Oh no, the Tenkaichi Budokai is then probably the strongest under the heavens tournament. So the Tenkaichi bit of that probably means strongest under the heavens. Okay, yeah, then that makes sense. So, yes, he can. Edgeworth has just had to get it from somewhere. Yes. Due to the broken stand, the ship lost its balance. It would seem Miss Hall entered the room upon hearing the ship collapse. Yeah. When Miss Hall entered the room, the ship had already fallen over. At any rate, I wonder why the stand broke. Maybe there was something wrong with the ship's balance in the first place. Is that really true? I'm gonna guess these are related too. I guess they're not related then. And the room is also very cool. We went through that earlier. It's so cool, it's basically tubular. Okay, so what do my court records say? I don't really... what? Is this supposed to be something? What is... this? Whoa! Isn't that Pro ZD? Oh my god! Fucking finally! Are you sure the only thing the police removed from the crime scene was the body? They also took away a piece of cloth the body was wrapped in. In that case, a major contradiction has been created in this at the crime scene. Contradiction? Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. Yeah, me too. I didn't really hear it. I was just like, that was a new voice. Was that ProZD? The bloodstain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared. I definitely didn't get any reports about the bloodstain being cleaned up. Well, it was warm blood. That might have melted. I'll check with forensics. Mr. Edgeworth, what happened? Comparing the photo and the crime scene, something struck me as being out of place. In the photo, the chocolate underneath the body remained intact inside the treasure chest. However, in the actual crime scene, it's missing. The chocolate with the bloodstain has completely vanished. Yes. Did the police remove it, or was this the work of the criminal? According to forensics, no one has cleaned up any bloodstains. I see. Well, that would mean someone erased the bloodstain. Who knows? I'm gonna guess that was it for here. Gonna check real quick. I already checked. Okay. Master used these gloves while making his desserts. They hid his fingerprints. Certainly, it's possible that they were used for that purpose. But wouldn't you agree that finding cooking gloves in the kitchen is perfectly natural? Doubt everything. That's my job. Elegant tableware and cookware are placed on the counter. It looks like the same tea set Miss Hall was using earlier. Was Master Chef drinking this black tea? On this tea set, only Jeff Master's fingerprints were found. Where's fingerprints found on any of the other cookware? The cookware was washed. Nobody's fingerprints remained. What the fuck is that? Or he might have been cooking with gloves on. It seems the only thing here with his fingerprints is the tea set. Jeff's teapot. The fuck are you? Excuse me, but you are? Oh god, what am I gonna do with him? Fuck. I can't do French accents. I already tried it with Miss Hall. I can't. My apologies. I was meditating. My apologies. I was meditating. What did you ask, Sir Detective? Actually, I'm a defense attorney. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. Oh god! Fucking... Hi, wait. Hi, this is Cooking with Dog. And I am Francis? Okay, maybe. I'm Assistant Raymond. Pardon my late introduction. My name is Dane Gustavia. I don't know why I have a Japanese accent with this kind of name, but I just do. I am one of the pastry chefs participating in this contest. What kind of desserts do you make, Mr. Gustavia? Oh my god.
My specialty is making desserts out of candy.
Oh, what a cute seahorse.
It was meant to be a dragon dancing in the sky.
This is a dragon? I think it would fit better in the ocean than the sky.
I know all too well that design is my weak point. I plan to study design and undergo training in Shengfa once things settle down here.
I probably shouldn't touch the subject of design any further. Mr. Gustavia, if you aren't related to the investigation, why are you in this room?
Sir Detective wanted to know more about the desserts in this room, so he asked me to come.
Oh my god, it is! Since he's one of the contestants, he might know something. Oh boy. Mr. Gustavia, those instruments you use are quite unusual.
These instruments are called candy pumps, and they pump air into the candy. It kind of explains itself, honestly.
They kind of look like swords. They're so cool.
Indeed, ever since I began using them, no day has gone by where I didn't receive a burn or wound. That's why I wear red clothes, so that not a single stain will ever show on me.
Hey, that's the same reasoning Deadpool uses for his red clothes, because he always bleeds everywhere.
Making desserts is serious business. I am always training.
Does he injure himself because he hasn't trained enough? I love that this guy is like, by own admission, a shit chef, even though he has like such a super like intense design. Can you tell me about the great dessert contest that was held here? From the looks of this room, it seems the desserts weren't just for eating.
The exhibition Sir Master held was a contest in the art of dessert.
The art of dessert?
Desserts that are true works of art made solely out of edible materials. The works of art in this room are all made from desserts.
Now that you mention it, this whole room is smelled with the fill of chocolate. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Sir Master exhibits a great talent in both flavor and design. If you are not able to surpass Sir Master in flavor and design, you will not be able to win.
Being the world's greatest pastry chef is pretty hard, isn't it?
In other words, if I can surpass Sir Master, I shall become the world's greatest pastry chef. That was the price of this contest.
The price of the title of the world's greatest... The price is the title of the world's greatest.
In addition to that, there is also Sir Master's treasured Angel's Recipe. If you want to learn more about the contest, just look at this piece of paper. These were the rules that were given to the participants of the contest.
Okay, about the case.
Sorry, but I do not know much about the incident. I only learned about the incident after the judging had finished.
How was the contest judging carried out?
Let's see. Sir Master started judging at 3 p.m. Starting from my room, the judging proceeded in a clockwise direction. I used the room to the right of Sir Master's room, which is the room we're in now. Next, the room of a female pastry chef named Delicia. It's very on the nose, was judged.
A female pastry chef. What kind of person is she?
She is a frightening woman who could do anything to achieve her goal. I heard she used lots of cream to make a fantasy-themed dessert. And lastly, Sir Dover's room was judged. These works were frozen statues made from sherbet.
Hall discovered the body in the middle of Gustavia's judging. She panicked, and because she immediately notified the police, Master continued judging, without knowledge that the body had been discovered. As a result, Master judged Dover's room, in Dover's absence. Seems we have plenty of room to suspect Master. I'm lacking in information. It's probably too early to object. By the way, Detective Bad, what were you talking to Mr. Gustavia about earlier? I was asking him about the chocolate frame hanging on that wall. I thought something was missing. I thought if I asked someone who knew a lot about desserts, I could get an answer. Sucks for me, this guy doesn't know fuck it. This guy doesn't know fuck all. Although thanks to your arrival, I still haven't gotten my answer yet.
I probably will!
Well then, since you've been waiting for so long, we can ask him about it, right? We can ask him about it right now. I guess you don't understand sarcasm. Mr. Gustavia, can you assist us in this matter?
I train in the art of desserts every day. If you have a question about desserts, please do not hesitate to ask.
Thank you very much. You can make such a beautiful picture of chocolate. As a specter of Master Chef, is this really chocolate? It looks like an actual picture to me.
Impressive, Sir Attorney, you noticed well. This picture of an angel is not a dessert, but rather the angel's recipe.
The angel's recipe, the prize for the contest. This picture is made of chocolate.
Indeed, within this chocolate frame lies a recipe book. Sir Master told everyone when he explained the rules of the contest to us in this room.
So the contestants knew the recipe was here. How about it? This frame, don't you think it's missing something? This must be what Detective Ban was asking Mr. Gustavia about earlier. This chocolate frame, there does seem to be a part that's missing. That's what's been bothering me as well. What's missing? Let me show Raymond the part of the chocolate frame that's missing. It's right here. Take that! Oh god! Oh god, it's so obvious! Take that! My fuck! Oh my god, that's so obvious! Take that! Look closely at this part of the decorations. Can you see that one of them is missing? It's true. It's different from the other decorations. What, you should have just been like, no, it's not Prosy D.
This imperfect Oh, yeah, water. This imperfect balance in the decorations is not like Sir Master.
Upon closer examination, it seems this frame is not the only one with missing parts. We need to investigate further. All the desserts in this room each have one missing part.
Whoa, the candle holster and the sailing tools are all damaged as well. So someone tampered with the crime scene?
Perhaps. Maybe Master vandalized the room himself to fool us.
Master Jeff wouldn't do that sort of thing to his desserts. You know who also likes sweets? Ray. He always has some with him as an adult.
Tempered desserts. I wonder if they're connected to the incidents.
Well, let's look at this.
A dessert. In the shape of a candle holder, huh? It's titled Light of Life.
It seems that one of these important lights isn't lit. Is it symbolic or... And what the fuck is this? This is a fire alarm.
Let me say in advance, that's not a dessert. It's the real deal.
Wow. I don't think they wanted to actually light the candles. I think the stuff on top of that is probably like almonds or something.
If you press that, an alarm will sound and security will be contacted. I understand that you want to press it to see what happens, but please restrain yourself. I know it's a big orange button, but don't.
No, I didn't particularly feel like pressing it.
It's because you're a defense attorney.
What? What even is that logic? I don't think being a defense attorney has anything to do with it. No, we can't look at it we can't look at a greater picture.
The captain's log of a chocolate ship, which is also made out of chocolate. Seems its title is Journal of Regret.
Running out of rum while drifting at the Red Sea has really made me red with regret, it reads. Why is the rum gone? I don't know what kind of voyage it was, but it doesn't seem very regretful. That's the same hitbox. Well, let's look at this. These finger marks are...
These are unidentified finger marks. We don't know who they belong to.
Yep.
Since no fingerprints were left behind.
Finger marks without fingerprints. These might be related to the case. It's a mystery.
It was probably wearing gloves.
Detective Bad likes dreams and romance. I don't think these are dreams and romance at a... I don't think there are dreams and romance at a murder scene. Fuck! Are you alright, Raymond? This room is way too cold. Probably. The fountain page. Don't have to look that up. That's patio. The fountain patio wasn't very warm either. This room certainly is cold. Do you want to wear my coat? I actually recently saw, like, there was a tweet in my timeline recently. I was like, I want to propose a thing we should do for a week. We should all switch around the adio pronunciations for patio and ratio. Just for no reason. Patio and radio.
Do you want to wear my coat? Nope, I'm fine. Because that's something that you promised to give me when I became a defense attorney. That's right. Yeah, honestly, I gave him such a serious voice, and he's not that serious, all things considered. He's a pretty laid-back dude. Why is the temperature turned down so low?
It's been turned down in order to maintain the chocolate's temperature. Why don't you try opening the panel cover on that wall?
Panel cover?
Maybe? Maybe!
Whoa, there's a secret panel hidden there.
This control panel is installed in all the rooms Sir Master prepared. So as not to detract from the dessert's presentation, the cover was closed to conceal it.
Oh shit, dude! What does the panel do?
It allows you to change the temperature and the lighting in the room. In order to preserve any type of dessert, it can go down to about -22 Fahrenheit.
Let me just real quick -22 F to C. -30, Jesus fuck! The room would be like a freezer. It's set to 59 degrees Fahrenheit. 15. That's a little chilly. No wonder I thought it was cold. Sector bad, I'm not allowed to change the temperature, am I? Preserving the crime scene is the foundation of being a detective. But I'm not a detective. A defense attorney. A defense attorney can't recklessly damage a crime scene either.
Indeed, sir, assistant. Enduring hardships is also a part of training. In order to preserve chocolate, 59 Fahrenheit to 64 Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature.
That's also not a lot. It's like 15 to, yeah, it's like 15 to 18. The ideal temperature for chocolate, as expected of the dessert chef.
No, it is but a trifle. This is basic knowledge that anyone should know if they're a dessert chef.
Oh my god. So, what's the ideal temperature for candy and fresh cream?
As long as you watch out for humidity and hot temperatures, candy shouldn't melt. For fresh cream, around 50 Fahrenheit. I fucking hate this.
Hold on, I did it wrong. 10 Celsius.
Around 50 Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature.
You need to watch out for the humidity and hot temperatures for candy. I see. Detective Bad, he seemed a bit happy when they were talking about candy. Is candy one of his favorite things? I already checked this area. Here we go. Each of Mr. Master's works had a piece that was missing. Add to that the fact that the ship's chocolate stand was broken. I think we can surmise that someone ransacked this room. And the one who did it could be the true culprit. That I don't know. But I think it's safe to say that the ship stand got broken when the room was ransacked. And when the ship fell over, it broke the treasure chest lid. I expect that the lid of the treasure chest was originally closed. And just one piece of logic. Okay, what are you investigating? Sir, I'm checking the temperature of the stream. What have you learned? Sir, the stream has warm water. The stream is connected to the fountain in the patio and runs through every room. It's an unusual construction for a room. The mines of the rich. I'll never understand. Whoa, what? That was a really weird way to end the investigation. You fucking guys! It seems our investigation of this room is just about over. Oh god, lag. This should make it clear. Jeff Master is the culprit. Why? All the rooms in this mansion were locked from the inside. And the only way to open them from the outside was to use this key to the mansion. Do you know who had the key? Master was the only one with the key. There were no spare keys. By using the mansion key, Master could enter all the contestants' rooms. Of course, the key could also lock his room from the outside. However, Mr. Master's room is currently unlocked. Yeah, that's why I suspect Master is the culprit. I'd like to hear your reasoning in more detail. Oh boy! Sorry, I'm eating a little snack. And that's the water. Yeah, I did. If the body had been found in the locked room, Master would have been the prime suspect. Yeah, thing is, I'm eating chicken. That's why Master made sure to leave the door to his own room unlocked. And to ensure that the body would be seen, Master broke the lid on the treasure chest. After the judging, everyone was scheduled to meet in Master's room. Nope, just chicken. That would have created the impression that the murder had occurred while he was away. Contrary to his expectations, the body was discovered by Miss Hall. That's my reason for suspecting Master. Got that, Ace Attorney? Investigations, too? So you also think it was Mr. Master himself who vandalized the room? Yeah. You defense attorneys believe that justice lies in trusting your clients, but I'm a detective. If I believe every poor sap's story, I'd let the suspicious ones get away. I understand your reasoning thoroughly. However, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this subject now. Fine. To Detective Band believes that he is right, but I won't give up so easily. I can't accept his reasoning. I'll have to show him evidence that contradicts it. Mr. Neo Loves Ramen, the new show on Crunchyroll. Would have been a prime suspect, that's why my master made sure to leave the door is unlocked. Detective Bat seems adamant that Mr. Master is the culprit. I don't think Master Jeff would have broken his own creations, but why was the treasure chest broken then? Just think back to the situation in which the body was found. In doing so, we should be able to see the contradiction in Bat's reasoning. That's why Master made sure to leave the door to his own room unlocked. And to ensure that the body would be seen, Master broke the lid of the treasure chest. Scheduled to meet in Master room. Okay, I'm not sure what to do here, but let's digress. Now, I didn't listen to the whole bit. Isn't it a little premature to suspect Mr. Master on those grounds alone? It's a little premature for you to be objecting. I wasn't objecting, I was just holding it. Just wait until I'm done. That's why Master made sure to leave the door to the room. I keep not listening to it. He left it unlocked. If the door had been locked, Master would be the only one who could commit the crime. Well, maybe the door just happened to be unlocked. Then maybe the body just happened to be lying in the open, waiting to be discovered. Grunt, do you think you can become a good detective with logic like that? But I don't want to be a detective. I want to be a defense attorney. I hope he isn't trying to steal my apprentice. Master had a reason to leave the door unlocked. You know, I'm kind of like... With all the ellipses in Bat's speech, I keep thinking it's like, and to ensure that the body would be seen, Master broke the lid on the treasure chest. Wow, that's a really quiet one. It's like, hold it. You believe the broken lid was Mr. Master's doing? Yes, if he hadn't done that, the body wouldn't have been found. No, I'll continue with this one. It doesn't seem likely that he would break his own work while he was judging the contest. That's right, Master Chef would never waste a good dessert. On a piece of cake, he even eats them while dancing. That TV show is irrelevant here. Detective Bad, you know about piece of cake? When I didn't even know of it. What? This is a surprise. So do you sing the song too? That's irrelevant. Anyway, the one who broke the lid on the treasure chest was Master. After the judging, everyone was scheduled to meet in Mr. Master's room. The judging began in Mr. Gustavia's room, right? Yeah. I too was looking forward to seeing his candy craft. Huh?
If you would like, I can put on a display of my candy craft for you right now.
And it's... a doggo!
What do you think? It represents Sir Detective.
Oh god, it's supposed to be bad? Is that supposed to be a police dog?
No, no, no! This is a wolf.
A lone wolf. Not bad. It's the cutest wolf I've ever seen. What would my candy form be? I'm kinda curious myself. Moving on. That would have created the impression that the murder had occurred while he was away.
Not so fast!
Do you know the time of the murder? We're still waiting on the autopsy report. Without the autopsy report, how could you have arrested Mr. Master? We don't know the time of death, but we do know when the body was discovered. It was discovered while Master was judging Dane Gustavia's room. I believe he let the body to be discovered to create an alibi. But that alone is not enough to arrest Mr. Master, right? Who knows? That's all I intend to say. Detective Bad, are you hiding something? And that's this shit again. Hmm. Hmm. What?
Objection!
Nope. Objection! Oh shit. Weird. Huh. Would he be though?
Objection!
Dang it. Is this something?
Objection!
Okay, there we go. Originally, the victim's body was hidden inside the chocolate treasure chest. Miss Hall entered the room when she heard a sound. I think it is likely that this was the sound of the chocolate chip falling over. Yeah, that's what you would think just by looking at the crime scene. You said that Mr. Master broke the treasure chest lid himself. Why am I suddenly too high for this voice? But this photo shows that the ship's fall caused the lid to break. It's the chocolate chip cookie. If the lid broke just before Miss Hall found the body, then Mr. Master, who was in the middle of judging, could not have broken it. I never said that Master broke the lid directly. The ship was set up to fall during the judging. I believe he tampered with the stand.
Objection!
Do you have proof he tampered with it? No, but the investigation isn't completely over yet. It seems they still haven't found anything conclusive. Have you found any other fingerprints other than Mr. Masters in this room? Yeah. There were some left on the door. But the victim, Dover, and Master were also among the fingerprints left behind.
Before we made our desserts, we all gathered here to have the judging explained to us. Perhaps that was when we left those fingerprints.
But you didn't find any fingerprints on the works in this room. What? Someone tampered with the chocolate in this room. So perhaps there are other fingerprints on it, apart from Mr. Masters. No matter what we find, it won't clear Master of suspicion. Labby, hurry up and dust the chocolate for fingerprints. Poor chocolate could never be eaten because it's full of disgusting fingerprint dust.
Roger that, sir. Detective Bad, we found another person's fingerprints on all the chocolates in the room.
Whose fingerprints?
They belong to a pastry chef by the name of Delicia.
Good work. Return to the investigation.
Yes, sir. It would seem that there are other suspicious people besides Mr. Master after all.
I don't need a defense attorney to tell me that. I'm not stopping my investigation. We will just go and listen to what this Delicia has to say.
Delicia, Gustavia told us about her not long ago. Is she really a frightening woman who wouldn't do anything to achieve her goal? Mr. Edgeworth, this Delicia lady sounds mighty suspicious to me. Seems that it will be necessary for us to speak with her directly as well. Detective Bad, would you allow us to accompany you?
I'm not obligated to do that.
What?
But you were the one who discovered the truth of the crime scene. Fine, have it your way. Follow me.
Detective Bad, thank you. Detective Bad, sir. Are you sure about that? Right now the prosecutor is in the room.
Doesn't matter. Him and I don't see eye to eye.
Him? Who's the prosecutor in charge of this case anyway? Oh boy.
Manfred von Karma.
What? Von Karma is in charge? Oh boy. I have the worst idea for Karma. I have the absolute worst idea for Karma. That guy hasn't lost a case in 25 years. Oh, they did? Oops, I forgot. Manfred von Karma, the living legend of the prosecutor's office. If the rumors of his courtroom performance are to be believed, he's a man who would do anything for a guilty verdict. No matter what kind of prosecutor he is, I can only hold true to the path I believe in. But we will definitely lose because Karma hasn't lost anything. That was a chapter. Let me just take this time to eat a little bit, please.
And a little water. Here we go. Wow, a candy castle! There are even some fairies over there. This room seems to be structured in the same way as Master's room. But it's nowhere near as cold. This room also seems to have been fitted with a temperature control panel. Also seems to... Bruh. It's over by that orange lab, right? Indeed. Let's not forget to investigate it later. Even so, this room is like something out of a fairy tale. Is this cream-covered castle Delicia's work? Where is Delicia?
Oi! Can I help you?
Oh my god.
Ah, okay. Hello, boys. I'm Delicious Scones.
Oh boy. Fuck, I can't do English accents. What?
In my native England, I'm known as Miss Delicious. I'll just continue doing this voice. Yeah. Or do you mean the voice I started out with?
Being called a boy, even though I'm already 34, it's certainly a rare experience. Boys? I understand you calling me that, but Mr. Edgeworth?
As far as I'm concerned, you're all boys to me. Even that detective over there.
My name is Bad, not Boy. Just how old is this woman? Good question. We do not know. Oh my god. Mr. Attorney, let's just finish our business here. Right. Oh boy.
You, what do you think you're doing? Conversing with a mere attorney?
I'm trying to do a fucking Dr. Hoffman. But it's not going well. If I were to go by his terrible objection voice, the word needs to be like this the entire time. Oh my god, he is. Mr. Edgeworth, a scary man came out of the candy castle. For karma. Oh god, I'm terrible at German accents too. This man is prosecutor for karma? Wait.
I already forgot her voice again. I think this was it. If money! I think this is it.
So he's from Karma. Pleased to meet you, Prosecutor von Karma. My name is Gregory Edgeworth, defense attorney. Yes, I am. Bah! I have no interest in the names of defense attorneys. After all, they only exist to be crushed by me. What a rude man. That pretty gaze and forward brow. He's even scarier than the rumors say. Although that statement was also very rude. Prosecutor von Karma, would you allow us to investigate too? Huh. You think I can't... You think I would give information to a mere defense attorney? As I thought, it won't be that simple. However, I'll make a special exception for this room.
What is going on now? I'm probably gonna stop after this chapter. I hope it's not too long. Why did he change his mind so quickly?
You, old bloodhound. Don't call me that. My name is Bad. Huh, a mere detective, speaking back to me. I admire your courage at least. Brad, stand watch and see to it that they don't misbehave. Why me? These voices are very similar. I will not accept your refusal. Well then, I'll be investigating Gustavia's room next.
Okay, that should be fine then.
I'm a babysitter again.
I wonder why he and Von Karma aren't investigating together, instead of being on bad terms. It seems like they hardly know each other. Mr. Edgeworth, now that we've got Von Karma's permission, we continue investigating. Yes, his manner bothers me, but I'm glad we can at least continue the investigation. Whoa, 9 parts. Oh, actually, I'm gonna have to do a little quick thing. I'm gonna have to text something. Okay. Yes, his manner bothers me, but I'm glad we can at least continue the investigation.
Hold it. I also need to investigate this room. I don't want you disturbing the room, so you'll investigate after me.
What? Aren't you the detective in charge of this case? Why haven't you investigated this room yet?
The detective in charge of the initial investigation was a close colleague of Von Karma. Came to take over for him, so I only got to this mansion just recently.
So that's why he and Von Karma aren't investigating together. Detective Bad, will you allow us to investigate with you like before? In doing so, you'll be able to supervise us and also ensure that we don't tamper with anything.
Apparently. You're going to watch you? You're a strange lawyer. Huh. I'll let you stick around a little longer.
Yeah, you did, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you, Detective Bad.
But if I decide you're holding up the investigation, you'll have to leave.
Yes, I understand. Well then, let's begin the investigation. And here we go. Let's talk to Forensics Guy first this time. Don't turn around! Don't turn around! If you do, you're only gonna eat that castle! This forensics officer seems to be on a diet. Yeah, sure, let's just look at the castle. I can't believe this amazing castle is made entirely out of confectionery.
I know, what a work of fantasy. It's like a fairy tale world. You like all this fairy tale stuff, don't you? Sorry, I got a bit too excited, didn't I? No, it's interesting to me since you're so enthusiastic about it, unlike my son. He sucks. I hope he never becomes an attorney, especially not prosecutor. Your son? He's only in grade school, yet he prefers to read law books instead of fairy tales. I am worried that he won't be able to make any friends that he can talk to. Wow. What an interesting kid. I'd like to be his friend. I think you'd be more of an older brother to him. An older brother, huh? Well, I've got some growing up to do then. Yes, and that's why we have to continue with the investigation. This pillar has a hexagonal recess. It looks like a pedestal, but has nothing in it. A hexagonal recess, huh? I wonder what they would have put in there. A giant strawberry would fit with the fresh cream. Detective Bat, I don't think strawberries are hexagonal. I was just hoping. Then I hope it's a banana. I think I'd prefer blueberries. What the fuck even is this anymore? The castle doors are open. When someone opens the door, they really should remember to close it afterwards. And one's Dan. Would he say that directly to Prosecutor von Kalmar, though? Huh? Looks like there's some stuff inside. Let's see. Wait, I'll examine it. Stay out of the way. This fresh cream melts too easily. Seems like Detective Bat's shoes got covered in cream. Why were these objects kept inside the candy castle? If there's anything you want to investigate, you better speak up now. There are rolls of blue cloth here. Looks like there's 4 of them in all. They certainly don't look like desserts. Yeah, I don't know what the cloth is for. It almost seems like it was hidden here inside the castle. Also, the color of this cloth looks familiar somehow. Does it? 2 big rocks. I did look it up. Yes, it's way more expensive in the US. So that's the whole thing. 2 big rocks are placed here. Looks like a storage room. Yeah, the inside of the candy castle isn't so dreamy. Hey, maybe they're raw gemstones. Who knew there was such treasures within the castle? Seems like a rather careless way to handle treasure. It looks like there's something underneath the rocks. Seems there's a pedestal attached to both of the rocks. Of course, it's a pedestal for displaying the gems. Well, in any case, this is no ordinary object. It's like a jawbreaker, but even bigger. The rock's pedestal has a similar shape to the recesses of the castle's pillars. Perhaps the rock is meant to be placed on top of the pillars. Oh, that's right. They're both hexagonal. I wonder why they were hidden inside the castle, though. Because they're not candy, and that's not allowed. The blue cloth and the rocks inside the castle. I wonder if they belong to Delicia. Delicia? Fuck. Those things in the castle, what are they used for?
Those? I'm afraid I can't tell you. I think that was the voice I gave her.
Looks like Von Karma is keeping her silent.
Eep! I've been found out! He'll get mad at me if I talk!
Prosecutor Von Karma doesn't intend on being upfront with his information. It's such a shame. We finally figured out where the rocks are supposed to go. Oops, I accidentally pressed start. Such a shame. We finally figured out.
Can it be that you're interested in my goods?
Your goods?
Those are my popular relaxation goods.
You mean the rocks and the cloth?
You see, that's right. You see, they're not actually rocks, but special lamps made from rock salt.
Wow! So those are lamps!
Haha, it gets even more exciting. Because this cloth also has an amazing secret.
As soon as we showed interest in her goods, she became quite talkative.
Since we've got them out, come experience the therapy, boys. Patty, could you put everything up?
It's not Batty, it's bad.
So you won't do it? Is Batty being a bad boy?
Larry, are you done photographing this room?
Yes, sir, I am.
Then go help Delicia.
Yes, sir, I'm on it. Thanks. I knew you were a good boy underneath, Batty.
That's delicious. That was amazing. You even persuaded Detective Bad.
Thanks a lot, Batty. And you too, Forensies.
She even gave the forensics a nickname. Not even the game did that. I think that's her way of showing she cares. What's so therapeutic about these things anyway?
We don't have time for that now, Batty. We don't have time for that now, Batty. The show's about to begin. Forensies, finishing touches, please.
Yes, ma'am. Wow, it's so beautiful! It really is. I wish my son could see this.
Oi! I told you so, right? The Four Fairies and the Curious Candy Castle was the theme of my work. It's so sparkly and cute, right?
It seems like one of them is missing something.
The truth is, I had planned to unveil it during the contest. Well, I'm glad I got to show it to you boys.
Huh? But it doesn't look like the rock salt lamps are lighting up.
Huh? I wonder why.
I think I'll need to examine the rocks and the. I think I'll need to examine the rocks and the fairies again. I think feels like Edgeworth is kind of picking up the bad walking thing. Let's look at the fairy first. Unlike the other fairies, this one doesn't have a fluorescent cloth. Miss Delicious, it's not right to leave one out.
I don't like it either, but one fluorescent cloth and a machine has gone missing.
You've got a lost cloth and a machine. What sort of machine is it?
Oi, let me tell you. Each piece of fluorescent cloth is hooked up to one of these machines. The machine is called a rainbow light device.
Light is sent through the cable and into the cloth, which is made of optic fibers. Just fiddle around with the settings a bit, and it will turn into all sorts of colors. When it goes red, it's like a raging inferno.
The victim's name was something Dover. Isaac Dover.
And when it glows blue, you can almost feel the glittering cool ice. It's powered by a long-lasting battery that's resistant to changes in the temperature.
I'm not very familiar with these kinds of devices. Mr. Edgeworth, she's saying it's a machine that transmits lights to a special cloth. I see. It's amazing what they come up with these days. In the 90s. I presume this is the 90s. Is this the 90s? So one rainbow light device and one fluorescent cloth are missing.
Yeah, see, that's right. Wherever could they be?
This fluorescent cloth, could it be related to the case? Old, I think he's 36. Oh, we can't look it up, but I think he said he's 36. What the fuck? Wow, it's 2000. Also, Karma looks like this, and he's 49. Like, what? Oh shit. That's scary. It looks like both the lamps on the pillar are broken. Both the light bulbs are broken. Maybe they were dropped from the floor. There's some sort of red stain on this lamp's surface. This stain, could it be? That smell. There's no mistaking it. It's a blood. It's blood. Ah, that's a blood stain. Why is there a blood stain on this lamp? I wonder if this has something to do with the lamp bulb being broken. I should also take a look at the other lamp here. So this is where Delicia originally intended to put the lamps. I don't get why she put them in the castle. Since they're broken and don't light up, maybe she decided to put them out of the way. She wanted them out of the way. There were many other places to store them. It's like that old saying, hide the salt in the sugar bag. I think the saying goes, hide a tree in the forest. That is a far stretch. If Delicia intended to use these lamps as decorations during the contest, it creates a contradiction with that piece of evidence. I need to deduce the contradiction at the scene. Is this spot somehow connected? Contest rules. Yep, that are not made from desserts are prohibited.
Eureka!
Eureka! Detective Bad, please read the contest leaflet. Any decorations not made from desserts are prohibited. Huh. These rock salt lamps and the fluorescent cloth go against the rules. So maybe that's why they were hidden in the castle. I wonder about that. I think we should investigate further into Delicia's actions. Salty caramel? Okay, everything's done. Delicia broke the rules? Yeah, you don't put a chunk of salt into caramel. Oh boy. There is evidence that the victim was beaten to death with a blunt object. What's more, there's a bloodstain on one of the broken rock salt lamps. Could this lamp have been the murder weapon? You're right! It could have been used as a weapon. Lemmy, is the blood analysis on the rock salt lamps finished? Yes, sir! It finished just a few moments ago. The bloodstain on the lamp belonged to the victim. You heard what we said. Oh boy. This case is shaping up to be one that seems too easy. The murder weapon was hidden in Delicia's room. We need to consider her as one of the suspects as well. Do these fit together? They don't seem like they do. Yeah, they don't. I did look at everything. Yeah, I checked everything. Oh, maybe I have to talk to Alicia.
Huh?
That's delicious. You don't seem as energetic as you were earlier. Delicia, can I just ask, did something happen with Bon Karma?
Yes, see, nothing of the sort.
But you just said, yes, see.
Huh? That yes, see just now was only a greeting. You're a cute boy. I like you. What's your first name?
It's Raymond, but...
Well, Ray Ray, I think you'll make a good man of yourself someday.
Ray Ray? Oh, both that. I think you have a way with British ladies. She's a little different from my image of a lady. Rude. Why don't we listen to what she has to say? Could you tell me about your actions during the contest?
Yes, see, we began making desserts for the contest around 10 o'clock. Basically, I was in here making my desserts the whole time. At 1:30, I joined the afternoon tea for about an hour or so.
Afternoon tea? It's a social occasion, where conversations is had over black tea and cakes. So it's pretty much a tea party. Well, I suppose.
Haha. Oh, Greggy. You're a smart boy, aren't you?
When did I become Greggy? When was the afternoon tea held?
It took place in the gardens outside the fountain patio. This is our customary break time during the contest. It's always held at the same time. Today, there were just 3 of us who took part. Jeffy, Katie, and me. Since Jeffy had already finished his creations, he was there from beginning to end. Icy and Gusty didn't join in because they hadn't finished the desserts yet.
So everyone other than Mr. Dover and Mr. Gustavia participated.
Yes, actually I hadn't finished my dessert yet either. I just wanted to try some of Jeffy's handmade pastries and Katie's fresh brewed tea. So after I eat my fill, I returned before anyone else.
During the contest, did you enter any of the other contestants' rooms?
What are you saying?
We found your fingerprints on the desserts at the crime scene.
Hey, you found them?
Are you admitting that you went to the scene of the murder?
I admit it, but I'm not the murderer.
Water.
Is the honest truth, please hear me out.
What were you doing in Mr. Master's room?
The truth is, I was studying his desserts.
Studying.
Because Jeffy's so talented at making sweets. Well, nobody was in his room at the time, so I just decided to study his work for a bit.
Jesus. But if you were just looking, you wouldn't have left your fingerprints behind?
You see, it's natural that the fingerprints on the desserts. For the sake of research, I ate some of his desserts.
Is that like stealing food? It couldn't be. The one who wrecked Mr. Master's room was...
I'm sorry, it wasn't my intention to vandalize the room, but... I did eat a few parts of the desserts in his room. I secretly ate a little bits and pieces so Jeffy wouldn't find out.
So, did you eat the ship stand as well? The entire stand!
Yes, I did!
The chocolate chip broke because of you!
Hey, I'm sorry!
So, the reason she left the afternoon tea early was to preserve her appetite.
But, you gotta believe me on this, I'm not the murderer!
Her actions are sufficiently suspicious, but I won't press on it yet. Oh, I got stuff on that, yeah. Nope. Version desserts and dessert study? Nope, also not. So nothing in this fits. I guess I'll present stuff to her. Or can I... Nah, no, I'll try presenting. Oh god, lag. This is probably... This badge is... Oh, no, it's not. This badge is proof that I am a defense attorney.
Oi, I'll show you mine too! This chef set is proof that I'm a pastry chef.
Is that so? Or aren't those sold in stores?
Hey, it's not the hat that's important, it's the spirit you wear the hat with that matters.
Is the microwave at your work just shit? I can't imagine any other reason why you would microwave that long. So then, wouldn't that mean just about anyone can become a pastry chef?
The thing you've got there is rather cute, Greggy, but the color's rather unappealing. However, to go for cream.
Stop it. Okay, that's decently quick then. How about these then?
Looks like this caught your eye. The way this cloth works? I wonder if it's okay for me to tell you about it. Sorry, I can't talk about this cloth.
What? That was strange. I wonder if Von Karma told her to stay quiet about it. Well, let's try the last one too. Nope, nothing was presentable. Do I talk to Ray? The sickly sweet smell of cream, this is truly a fairy tale world. And yet, here in this sugary sweet room, there was one with such a sour face. doesn't belong in this room. That scary old man. Raymond, mind what you say. You're being a bit rude. Sorry, it won't happen again. You reminded me of my old school teacher who used to get mad at me a lot. A school teacher? I definitely don't want to think of my son being taught by such a man. Is it this? It says The Four Fairies and the Curious Candy Castle. It seems that this was the theme for Delicious Work. But it's not just the Candy Castle that I'm curious about. Do I have to look at this again? One rainbow light device and one fluorescent cloth have gone missing. Could there be some connection to the case? That's the same thing as before. There's a burner and some chemicals over here. They were probably used to make desserts. What are these chemicals? The writing on the labels say number 1 Punch Out and number 9 Suffering. Are they poisons? No, they are both used to make desserts. Seems to be artificial flavoring and coloring. Punch Out is a catchy name for a fruit punch essence. Very misleading. What bothers me is what Suffering stands for. I already checked. Oh god, so it's... that would be... phosphorus and sulfur? I'm not sure about phosphorus. Did I... I did try all these, right? Hold on real quick, I need to... Oh no, it's still going, weird. What? Notice anything? This room has the same design as Master's room. Oh yeah, that was something bothering you. Von Karma was investigating inside the Candy Castle. I wonder why. Detective Bat, blah blah blah. I forgot to look at the... Yeah, sure, shut up. Wasn't there something over here? There it is! There's a cover on the wall, just like in Mr. Master's room. Let's open it up. The room temperature is fuck you degrees. 68. 20 degrees Celsius. And the lights are set to green. Gustavia said that 50 degrees Fahrenheit. I hate is the ideal temperature for fresh cream. This room's temperature is too high! Oh god, finally. This is intriguing. High room temperature, fragile desserts. The reason the fresh cream is so fragile is due to the temperature of this room. So my shoes get creamed because the room's temperature is set at 68F. Speaking of which, when you opened the castle door, the doorknob didn't break. Yeah, it was stronger than I thought. Strong. A dessert. Detective Bad, could you have a closer look at that doorknob? This is... It would seem this doorknob isn't a dessert. And it's not just the doorknob. This castle and the fairies are just plastic molds coated in fresh cream. This is the dessert piece at all. It would seem they're just fake desserts covered in fresh cream. Using decorations that were against the rules, and making fake desserts. The law of delicious actions seems suspicious. Yeah, doesn't seem like she's aiming to be the world's greatest pastry chef. Also, the temperature of this room is way too high. Is there any reason for that? I wonder. I think we should ask Delicia directly. Delicia, why is the room temperature set to 68°F?
The cold doesn't agree with me. Plus, it's bad for the body. This figure doesn't just maintain itself, you know.
Wow.
Naturally, as a lady, I want to look young forever.
I wonder how old Miss Delicious really is. Raymond? A true gentleman never asks a woman for her age. That sounds like something Professor Layton would say. Luke, be a true gentleman. Luke, I never learned how to read. Luke, my boy. This room is mainly filled with cream. And 50°F is the recommended temperature for preserving fresh cream.
What? Really? Now it's all gone to waste.
Mounts, my boy. This reminds me of a puzzle. It looks like Miss Delicious didn't know. Huh. I thought she was supposed to be a first-class pastry chef. The fake desserts, and the rule violation, and now her lack of basic knowledge. Looks like she keeps many secrets. Delicious knowledge in the art of dessert making is lacking in fundamental areas, and she claims she went into Mr. Master's room in order to study his desserts. These actions and ideas are not fitting of someone aiming to be the world's greatest pastry chef. Yeah, they don't sound like the words of pro. It's the words of a pro. It's like she doesn't even realize it, or... Or maybe she isn't a real pastry chef. Yeah. Perhaps she had some other intention. It's possible that she didn't go into the room to study desserts. So then, are you saying Miss Delicious is the criminal? We can't say that for sure yet, but I know she's hiding something from us. Heal! I don't know if this is me getting better or if the game is just not as frustratingly obscure as Investigations 1, but I haven't ever gotten in trouble with the health yet in this game. That's enough investigating. We found much more than I expected. Probably, and yet something from before still bothers me. Prosecutor von Karma must have found the murder weapon in this room. So then, why did he let Delicia be? Firstly, I must ascertain von Karma's true motives. Detective Bad, I would like to ask Prosecutor Von Karma something. I've also got business with him. And Alicia there too.
Hey, what's the idea, Batty? Don't glare at me like that.
It seems Detective Bat also has his doubts about Delicia and Von Karma. Delicia, would you come with us for a moment?
Yuzzy, that's fine. What for?
We have to find Von Karma. There are some things we need to talk about. Prosecutor Von Karma, we need to talk about the case. From the look on your face, I assume you found the murder weapon. Yes. We discovered the murder weapon in Delicia's room. It would seem Mr. Master isn't the only suspect in this case. Bah, that's not true. Where the murder weapon was found does not change the fact that Master is the culprit. As long as I am here. Why is Von Karma so sure of himself? Well then, aren't you going to explain why the murder weapon was in Delicia's room? Naturally. If you wish to know, I'll tell you. Whew. In order to pin the crime on Delicia, Master used the rock salt lamp to kill the victim. He then deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room. If he had left the murder weapon at the crime scene, Master would have been the one suspected. Hold on. He couldn't move the body, but it was easy to move the murder weapon. Ergo, there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. Mr. Gregory took the rock salt lamp. Precisely. I carried out the investigation myself. There can be no room for doubt. Do you have evidence that he moved it? That will not be necessary. What? If you have an objection, say it. Do you think a mere defense attorney can break my logic? In order to pin the crime on Delicia, Master used the rock salt lamp to kill the victim. He then deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room. Hold on. It seems Von Karma won't be shaken easily. I'll just have to present evidence that contradicts his reasoning. He took the rock salt lamp from Delicia's room. Exactly. In order to kill Dolber, he had prepared the murder weapon beforehand. But the murder weapon was found in Delicia's room. Doesn't that place suspicion on Delicia's too? Doesn't that place suspicion on Delicia too? I'm not finished. Master killed Dolber. He then deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room. So the murder weapon was the rock salt lamp hidden inside the candy castle. I discovered the murder weapon when I entered the castle. Be thankful, defense attorney, that you too came by this information. Why was it necessary for you to enter the castle?
Maybe he's interested in Candy Castle.
Why you? Do you think I went in there because I wanted to? The detectives at the scene were useless, so I had to investigate myself. I wasn't in charge of the initial investigation.
Detective Bat joined the investigation halfway through.
Bruh. A certain work ethic is required if you are to gain my trust. This is a flagrant waste of time. I'll continue.
If he had left the murder weapon at the crime scene, Master would have been the one suspected. Wouldn't the body left behind in his room also be cause for suspicion? Or
I have a favorite saying I'd like to share with you. Even dogs can wait. Wait until I'm finished.
That's exactly what I'd like to say to you. He couldn't move the body, but it was easy to move the murder weapon. Are you saying that Mr. Master removed the murder weapon and hit the body in the chest?
He believed that if he had it inside his own work, it would not be discovered.
Hey, so savory!
Don't you mean so sorry?
She shows no sign of remorse. He moved the murder weapon and left the body at the scene.
Ergo, there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. How can you conclude that Mr. Master is the killer without any evidence?
You think that will shake me? You disappoint me. As long as the body was found in Master's room, he's the prime suspect.
Objection!
Is there really no evidence pointing to anyone else at the crime scene? Surely there's room for further investigation.
Insolent attorney, another investigation is not necessary. Master must be the killer. If you think differently, cease these pointless words and speak with evidence.
Think back to the crime scene, and Mr. Master isn't the killer. There must have been something there incriminating someone else. And it seems another. Okay. That was the last one then. Wow, polishing it every day has become my routine. Where's the thing where it like says that the doorknob had a problem? What was the thing that had her fingerprints?
Objection!
Yeah, I guess that could be it. Okay. Oh yeah, you'll be able to watch most of the rest pretty soon because I'll only be going until the chapter ends now. At least for now. It's true that the murder weapon and bloodstains disappeared from the vicinity. However, there was still one piece of incriminating evidence left behind. Have a look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. Which was taken
when the body was first discovered. This cloth was used to wrap the Oh, I didn't even pay attention to the cloth. Doesn't remind you of the fluorescent cloth from Delicia's room.
Hey, my fluorescent cloth was at the crime scene?
Huh, fluorescent cloth? You, just what part of this cloth is fluorescent? I guess Karma doesn't know about this cloth's secret. Yes. It's not a wood thing though, it's chocolate. It looks like a normal cloth at first glance, but if you use this rainbow light device, you can make it glow. Prosecutor from Karma seems a little surprised. I don't think it was the cloth's ability to glow that surprised him. One sheet of this fluorescent cloth is currently unaccounted for. Now, I'd like you to take a look at the color of the cloth in this photo. Don't you think it looks like the color of the fluorescent cloth before it's been lit up? Huh. Both the rock salt lamp and the fluorescent cloth originally belonged to Alicia. Wouldn't it be natural to assume that this cloth was used to wrap the body? Yep. Prosecutor von Karma, I believe the present condition give us much reason to suspect Alicia.
Hey!
Wow!
Holy Greggy! Do you really suspect me?
I don't yet know if you are the culprit, but it is true that you're hiding something, am I right?
Oh, that's...
So, you're saying that the murder weapon and the cloth were originally from Delicia's room? Yes. Tuh. What's so funny? Just as I expected from you. The murder weapon and the cloth are not from her room. How unfortunate for you. Oh, that's cool. What does he mean? Before the contest began, Master noticed her violation of the rules. He confiscated the cloth and the rock salt lamp and kept them in his room for safekeeping. What? The victim was not seen as he stayed locked up in his room after the contest had begun. The only one who could have unlocked the locked room was Jeff Master. And the murder weapon, the rock salt lamp, was being kept in Master's room. This should be the decisive evidence proving Master's guilt. Defense attorney, you have lost to me before you even had a chance to stand in court. What's this? What? Was all you investigating for nothing? This is delicious! Why did you tell us about the confiscated items?
Well, Maddie said it looked suspicious if I did.
Prosecutor from Karma?
And it's true, you all suspect me, don't you?
Don't eat it. How clumsy of you, defense attorney. Von Karma. So that's why he let us investigate Delicia's room. In your clumsiness, there's one thing I need to inform you of. 2 sets of fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. 2? Yes. They belong to Jeff Master and Delicia Scones. No other fingerprints were found. After Master killed over with the confiscated rock salt lamp, he foolishly concealed the murder weapon bearing his own fingerprints in its owner's room. I don't even need to prove my case in court. I have more than enough perfect evidence to prove Master's guilt.
Objection!
Whew.
need to breathe a little bit after that.
Hold it. I still have some doubts about the fluorescent cloth found in Mr. Master's room. Bah, irrelevant. After disposing of the body, he intended to return it to the Delicious room. I don't have enough information to refute Karma's reasoning. Nothing left to say. If your job is done, leave this place.
That's...
I can't give up yet. We've wasted enough time as it is. Bad, take them away. There are still some doubts left in our investigation. Detective Bad? Detective Bad! What's the meaning of this? It's not my nature to leave any doubts behind. There is still one piece of evidence that has yet to be identified. That's right. There are still the traces someone left behind. Talk about your doubts as much as you want later. But this, my dear attorney, is none of your business.
Objection!
No, I also have some doubts about one piece of evidence. It's likely that I have the same doubts Detective Bad has. What?
This is the piece of evidence in Mr. Master's room that I have yet the signet crest.
We still do not know the true nature of this piece of evidence.
But that is also not... Oh, come on.
Oh god, lag.
This guy?
Yep, this one. Somebody left glove fingerprints on one of Mr. Master's desserts. If these were the killer's finger marks, then it's possible that the killer also didn't leave any fingerprints on the murder weapon. How did you know the state of the crime scene? I gave them permission to investigate. Bad. What possessed you to let an defense attorney into the crime scene? I don't recall you telling me not to let them in. Bruh, such impudence. You best remember, Bad. Your salary review depends on me.
This isn't good for Bad. I'm so glad I have a kind boss like you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your salary depends on how you perform here. Your salary review depends on how you perform here. I'm surprised at what a mere attorney like you managed to uncover in such a short time. However, it's possible those finger marks were Master's own doing, because he always wore gloves while cooking.
Objection!
Do you have evidence that those finger marks were left by Master? And moreover, there are still a few points of suspicion surrounding Delicia. Oh? You still haven't given up on that?
Greggy, you still suspect me? I've already apologized for stealing a few bites.
I don't want to suspect you. However, I can't easily trust those who tell lies. You must still be hiding something.
Greggy's a bully.
Don't you know the temperature of fresh cream must be kept at? You call yourself a dessert chief. Yeah, a dessert chief. Chef. A dessert chef. Fuck. English. But you lack even the most basic knowledge.
I'm sorry for my lack of knowledge.
In your case, it's not even about the lack of knowledge. In truth, you don't even know how to make desserts, don't you?
Objection!
Defense attorney, Stop trying to force your own reasoning. In a court of law, the evidence tells all.
Boo!
If you say the witness is lying, show it with evidence. We're not in court yet, but very, very well. This evidence shows that Delicia can't make desserts.
Take that.
The only things Delicia made were those that broke the rules. The lamp and cloth that broke the rules were being held in Master's room. There is no way the witness could have returned them to her room.
Objection.
Those were not the only fake desserts she made. What? Her desserts may look like something out of a fairy tale at first glance, but in reality, they are nothing but mannequins decorated with cream. Apart from the cream, they're all fake! This is not something one aiming to become the world's greatest pastry chef would do. Is this true, Bad? Yes, my shoes can attest to that. Would that be enough to convince Prosecutor von Karma? Once he sees that Delicia has done, we'll have no choice but to be convinced. He'll have no choice but to be convinced. Delicia, the fact that your actions could lead to you being a suspect is no laughing matter.
Lance! I didn't murder!
Isn't it time you told us the whole truth? Who are you, and why are you indulging yourself in another contestant's work?
What? You see, I understand. The truth is, I'm not really a dessert chef. Like I led you to believe, I'm actually a pharmacist.
What? A pharmacist? That's completely different. That's a completely different occupation. It's no wonder he couldn't hide his surprise. Why is a pharmacist like you participating in this contest?
I just love eating desserts. I joined because I thought I'd be able to eat some of Jeffy's desserts. I never thought I'd end up making it to the finals.
Even Prosecutor von Karma is at a loss for words. So that's the real reason why you entered the contest?
You see, as expected, Jeffy's desserts were oh so good.
So the glove finger marks on the picture frame were your doing.
Hey, no way! I never wore gloves.
Delicious fingerprints were found on Mr. Master's chocolates. So it is true that she wasn't wearing gloves.
Yes, exactly. You do believe me, Greggy.
Is your face stuffed with nothing but desserts?
Hey, I'm sorry, Manny.
I think it's her belly that's stuffed. Fucking... Were Master's desserts all that you ate?
Actually, no. After the afternoon tea, I also had Icy's desserts.
You mean you entered the victim's room?
Yes, exactly. The room was empty after all.
Perhaps the victim was already dead by then.
But my first bite tasted way too salty, and I couldn't eat it. So I ate the delicious star-shaped desserts that were... The delicious star-shaped dessert that was nearby.
This delicious? You really are a glutton. It is rare to see a woman with this kind of appetite. That's all I did.
Reggie, Manny, everyone, I'm sorry I caused you trouble.
Now that you've told us the truth, everything's fine. There is no need to apologize. This does not mean that your testimony is trustworthy. I'll be investigating the victim's room after this. Only then will I decide if your testimony is true. Prosecutor von Karma, I'd like to go as well. I also need to ascertain whether my reasoning up until now has been correct. I'll let you follow, but I have no intention of letting you investigate. That's enough for me. This is... What is the meaning of this? What the... The desserts adorning the victim's room had disappeared without a trace. Was this the true killer's doing? The body that was hidden inside the dessert and the murder weapon that was moved. Further investigation would be required to arrive at the truth of this case. To be continued, okay. I'll be stopping for now. I'm not sure if I'll be going back to it a little later, but I have a few chores to do right now. So let's save a few things. And, yep, see you around.